The main reason we have gone organics or absence of poison is that we as a family would like to breathe fresh clean air, and since we drink our own water that is free of all chemicals, that's our main reason. Then also to produce of course healthy food. In 1990, when the buyers made us a spray program for the vineyard, and when it came to spray those chemicals, like we couldn't get those chemicals from them. And after inquiring, we found out the United States put an embargo on those chemicals. And 6 months later, the war broke out in Iraq. And then I realized that the chemicals we use in spraying are exactly the same that would be used against human beings. It's just a matter of concentration or the quantity. And if you spray every year throughout those poisons, then obviously it gets to a concentration eventually which will affect the human being. That was our main purpose. We went into organics. We started in 1995, so that's about 94, 95, 8 to 9 years, and for 3 years we were biodynamics. It was a hard road because in those days there was very, very little knowledge. We couldn't turn for help anywhere. But I think today there is so much help available and so much technical knowledge available that I think anybody could change from chemicals to organic without suffering great economical loss. In the long run it's beneficial to everything because you go with the life force. It's difficult to explain that in a very short time now. But your medical costs, your stress factors and all the things which comes with the chemicals, everybody will have to go that way if they like it or not. I mean, in Europe, in the United States, there's such a demand for organic food now that if you got organic wine, it'll sell just because it's organic. While we just stopped using chemicals and hoped for the best, but that wasn't good enough. And then eventually went biodynamics, which was the first assistance, and now by making our compost tea with our own compost, that's for us really seemingly the turnaround to success. And in the long run it's much cheaper than using chemicals. It's cheaper to farm. The thing is you have to farm maybe more intensively, you have to be with it. And the problem in South Africa a little bit is there that the farmers tend not to be farmers. They got people who do the farming for them and they just seem to be managers. And that's where you lose a bit of the touch with the farming. But it's such a joy to walk through a field and you know you can touch everything. It's free of poison. So today, I think we are successful now.
What do you grow here?
We grow grapes, we grow lots of vegetables, we grow olives, and we got cows, we got chickens, so we got our own eggs, we got a little hotel, guest farm where we try to produce everything for our guests from the farm. And that's our big draw card for people who come from overseas, that they can have clean food.
So, it's the heat really.
Okay, we got about 60 chickens which provide the eggs for our guests, and we still give them crushed mealies inside which they can eat whenever they want to, but about 50 kilos lasts us a month, and they just scratch outside for food, and all the waste from the garden and from the kitchen is just thrown into those areas. And we keep 2 separate areas, so they've got 1 month this side and then we close the side and then they go to the other side. And that's why we got beautiful fresh eggs. The chicken manure and the horse manure and the cow manure especially is used for making our own compost, the biodynamic way. And that compost is our main basis from our farming. Because if you have diseased soil, you have diseased plants, you got diseased human beings. It's just a natural reaction. And all health really starts with eating healthy food. And healthy food means whole food, not part food. And when you use chemicals, there's always part food only.
They lack trace elements and minerals.
Yeah, and I think most things you should start what you shouldn't eat maybe than what you should eat. And the whole thing is the pH in the human body is the main factor of health. The mind, the emotions, they all contribute towards that. Well, it's a sad thing to see how the farmers are today. And especially the wine farms seem to be the biggest threat in the Western Cape to nature conservation.
Explain.
Because of erosions. Every 2 weeks a new winery opens. People go higher and higher. It affects the wildlife and the erosion, nature in general, and all the extra poison being sprayed in the air. That stuff washes into the rivers, and from the rivers it kills the lakes, and it goes in the sea, and it even kills the fishes. And the fishes today are full of mercury. In Sweden they just issued a study that pregnant women are not allowed to eat more than once a month fish because of the mercury content of it. And there's just an endless chain reaction to that. Yeah, I've got to be there 10 o'clock. This dam was created actually for the birds, yeah? And then we planted indigenous trees, my wife did that. And we created different birds sanctuaries so to get more balance on the farm, which helps also in the control of insects.
Did you see much?
Bird life here, and we get also like those giant spotted owls who come every year to breed here. And we got hawks, we got paradise, flycatchers, all kinds of birds.
How big is your farm?
It's 25 hectares.
Okay.
We have fish eagles even, yeah. But 25 hectares of land, there are 6 hectares vineyards and about 6 hectares of pastures and about 1 hectare of vegetables and some olive trees, and the rest is just mixed forest and things. So we got a very diverse land to support all kinds of systems. And the most important workers are the microbes in the soil. They are your cheapest labor and your best labor, and that's the ones we tend to kill with artificial fertilizer and chemicals. The bullock, the young calves, when they're born, they stay with their mother till about normally here between 4 and 6 months. And after about 3 months we start to wean them, so at night for about 8 to 10 hours the calf cannot drink, but it can touch the mother, but otherwise they're always together.
That's very humane.
And the main reason of the cows is the cow manure for our compost. That's our main reason for having the cows. And the byproduct is now milk, which we have, so we also make our own cheeses.